Hello everyone, I'm your Lore Keeper. Welcome to the Lore Keeper Show. My name is Trevor Lupica. This is the Lore Keeper Show, where we do TTRPG fun little things. Basically, we have done a lot of different homebrew videos recently. Not a lot, but we've done a couple, where I explain to you guys how to make homebrew on D&D Beyond for your next D&D game. I'm a person who loves using homebrew in their D&D games, and I think that everyone should know how to use it and create it, and this is one great way to do so. We have done monster, we have done spell, we will do magic item next episode, but currently we are now doing species. I hope to do all of these eventually with you guys, and also, of course, create other D&D videos for you guys, as well as other tabletop role-playing game videos for you guys as well. Either way, species is a little bit different than the other ones. Instead of having two options, you actually have three options. So we are first going to do create species and see where that takes us. This is just an example that I'm using, which is called the animated candle. This is something that I just whipped up. It has a walking speed of 25. And basically, these candle creatures are animated candles or candelabras that see through the ever-burning fire that they have on their head. They are more vulnerable to cold damage, but resistant to fire damage. Has 120 feet of dark vision and can light its unarmored attacks on fire to deal an extra 2d10 of fire damage. So, basically what we have created here is three special different traits. Basically, I have added dark vision, ice hurts more than fire, and fiery fist, which is all of the traits that we already explained a little bit here. We're actually going to go in here to show you how to create a trait, because that can sometimes be a little bit hard to do. However, we're not going to add this new trait in. It's more of just a way to show you how to create a trait for your species. So this is what the tab will look like here. You will basically just need to enter a name for it. Just going to call it test for now. You're going to need to add a snippet, add a description, and then specify whether it is granted, additional, or a replacement. And you can do all that stuff. You can just make a display order, whatever you need. We're just going to cancel this right now because we're not going to actually use this for the actual creature. But if you were to make this, it would ask you to basically do the similar things that you would have where it's like modifiers, spells, different things that you want to add. And basically, if you want to add a modifier, like for example, it is vulnerable but also resistant, like for example, ice hurts more than fire, which is one of the things that this creature has. Ice hurts more than fire means that it is vulnerable, which means it takes twice the damage when it's dealt cold damage, and is resistant, which means it takes half the damage when it's dealt fire damage. That's basically all that. So here we have the animated candle. The animated candle looks like this. This is how the species is formulated when you create one. There is no variance of an animated candle. It is just an animated candle or an animated candelabra. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't change anything if you are a candelabra. You just look different. But that's what one of them could look like. This little candle knight right here is what this could look like. So, as you can see, we have created something that is a species option. What we're about to create is a version of a water genasi, but instead, we're going to call it a blood genasi. Quick little disclaimer. In this next section, we are going to talk about blood, and if you do not like talking about blood or hearing talk about blood and movement of blood, then you can probably skip this particular part just so that you don't have to worry about that. So now that the warning's out of the way, this is the Blood Genasi. Blood Genasi is the creature that I made in order to do the second of the three things that you can do with create a species. We are about to do the third one, but I just want to explain that this is technically a variant of the Water Genasi, as you already know. But the added thing, we have subtracted things as well, but the added thing that it can do is it can do blood stop. This is exactly why I put the warning before this part, because this creature can stop the movement of a living thing's blood. Alright, so the final thing that you can do is create a variant of a species. And so variant is very similar to option, though with some major differences. This is a variant of a centaur, which is a Cowtaur. And so that's a design that I found is the best design in my opinion, that I could find in Google. And let's just say that the milk thing I am not as proud of. But they can make the grease spell, so that exists if you ever wanted to use this. I am not going to share this particular species. I am actually going to share the Candlewick species that we made previously. But that is how you use the different species systems to create your own species on D&D Beyond, or your own variant, or your own option for a species, whichever one you like to choose. With all of that in mind, I hope you guys enjoyed this particular episode. I am glad that I am able to share something with the world for this particular thing. I don't always share my stuff that I make with the community. I eventually probably will share all of my stuff, but I need to kind of perfect the writing of some of them. But some of them are out there in the world, like you've seen in previous homebrew videos of this. If you haven't checked any of those out, go check them out. We have a playlist. Please be sure to subscribe. It would help the channel grow a lot. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you guys roll a natural 20 on your next D&D adventure. Bye!